If you want to become a vigilante, the Discord link is in the description. Vigilantes and superheroes, we all wanted to become one at some point. Today I will tell the story of someone who did, and how that was one of the biggest mistakes of his life. And this man is Phoenix Jones. Phoenix, real name Benjamin, initially started his superhero career while wearing a ski mask intervening in public assault. He later made a full $10,000 costume. Benjamin was an instant success. He stopped a car robbery and became a hit in his town of Seattle, even spearheading his own superhero movement. However, all that success wouldn't last long and directly led to his downfall, which is why despite being the best example of a real-life superhero, he's ironically the perfect example of how not to become one. His first mistake was when he portrayed ideals and morals for profit. What I mean by this is when he profited over the death of Nicole Westbrook. Nicole tragically died in a drive-by shooting. Phoenix heard the shooting and ran as fast as he could, but by the time he got there, she had passed away. He later decided to depict her death in his comic book, which many people saw as him profiting from her death. This was a huge mistake for Phoenix, as it made people question why he really got into this line of work. His second mistake was when he was concerned with branding more than doing his job. What I'm referring to is when Shockwave, a former teammate of Phoenix, claimed that he would only ever patrol outside of bars, and his victims would mostly be people who were drunk. This was a huge mistake for him because it showed that he cared more about proving that he could fight rather than actually doing his job and protecting the neighborhood. The third mistake he made was when Phoenix focused on what looked flashy rather than doing actual societal change. For example, when he decided to engage in mutual combat with a drunk guy, Phoenix was in full gear while the drunk guy was clearly stumbling. If he really didn't care about his ego or flash, he would have walked away, but instead he decided to waste time fighting a drunk guy instead of actually dealing with proper crimes. So there are the 3 mistakes you cannot make in your RLSH career. And the first one is making sure that you don't sacrifice your morals for profit. You're a superhero first, not a money-making machine. The second mistake is being too concerned about branding rather than doing your job. And the final mistake is focusing on what looks flashy rather than making actual societal change. You're a superhero. Your job is to change society for the better, not to boost your ego. And in the end, Phoenix, despite being one of the most well-known superheroes, he ironically became the perfect example of how not to become one.